Hi guys, I'm back. Now, the previous video was a video with Vallejo acrylic, the fluid one with the old pouring medium, this one. And as you could see, it was way too thin. It was like water. And as you all know from my mixing videos, I always explain that this is used for the heavy body paint. And for the Vallejo acrylics, we use the Floetrol. Now, if you're living in the USA or Canada, it will say Easy Flow, but you have to look out for this thing here, Ovatrol. Then you know you got the good stuff. Karen Goodrich already explained it all. The difference between this brand and other brands of acrylic medium. They are different. You know, Flood is a little thinner, and that's why we choose this one, Ovatrol. So I'll show you how I do that. I might even weigh it, yeah. Now, it doesn't really matter what you're weighing, if it's fluid ounces or grams or whatever. You just put your little cup on, then set it to 0. And remember that we always shake the fluids. Then I'm going to put in 5 grams. And it doesn't really matter what you're weighing because you're just going to be making sure, okay, it's 6. So then I'm going to put in 6, 12, 18, 24. So I'm going to put in 24 Floetrol, and that will make it 30 grams. Oops, that's it. Well, 31, who cares? You know, it's not rocket science like I always say. You know, you can just 1 or 2 grams more or less, no problem at all. Now, make sure you stir in the middle. Make sure you get the sides. And as you can see, this is the perfect consistency. So that's what you do. 1 part paint, 4 parts Floetrol. Now, as you can also see that this is the most easiest paint preparation there is. Because all you do is, this time I'm going to do 4 grams. Got to be a little bit quiet because I want to do it exactly right. Well, it's very close to 4, I'm pretty sure. So 4, then we do 4, 8, 12, 16. With 4, we'll make it 20. Oops, now I really went over. So I'll put in a little bit more paint. That's it. Okay. So we're going to mix this up. See how easily it mixes? It's really very easy. And there you go, all ready to pour. Now I'm going to get the green, set it to 0. I'm going to put some green in here. And of course I'm going to put some yellow in because I like to have a little bit of a other color green, just a little bit more. See, I like that color. That really goes with the orange. So then I just add a little bit of yellow. And what we have is 6. So 6, 12, 24, and 6 is 30. That's 30. Exactly. And because this is white, it will lighten up the colors just a little bit. So when your painting is going to be dried, it will be a little bit darker than after you pour. I love this color. This is beautiful. That's that color. Then we're going to come in with some white. We always need white. I like white. 0. The white. let's do 6. 6, 12, 24 makes 30 together. That's it. Stirring it up. And this is the most difficult color because you can't see if you got the Floetrol in there, so make sure you really mix it well. Okay, now we got our 4 colors. I would like something a little dark though. I think I'll go for another turquoisey color. This is the cobalt turquoise. I don't want too much of this, so I'm going to put in 4. That's 4. So it'll total 20. That's it. Ooh, that's a little bit too much, so add a little bit of paint. Okay, I think we're ready. Well, let's make it a really bright pour. I like that. I like the idea of that. Still have a little bit of yellow left. Yeah, there's still some in there. Let it come down. Yeah, it's empty. Well, just to use a little bit. That's okay. That's it. And remember, not rocket science at all. Just put some in. Some more, some less, who cares? Okay. These are the colors I'm going to pour with. So I'm going to put this away. And put all the bottles away. Now, what we're going to do is add the silicone. And what I'm using is dimethicone. Dimethicone 1000. That's the thickness of the dimethicone. You have it in 500, 1000, I think 350, but I use 1000. Because I like the thickness. And we're going to stir it up. And you don't have to put silicone in all colors. That's all up to you. You can just do it in 1 or 2. Or just 1. Or anything you really want to do. And I would say, you know, just experiment with it. It's fun. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, it's all stirred up. Now I have my little canvas, my experimenting canvas, and I have a fresh cup. So what I'm going to do is start with the white and layer all the colors in the middle. This time, sometimes I do it from up high, like you've seen me do before. And that's just, you know, to make sure that I get a nice little mix in the cup. I might do that at the end with a little bit more white. A lot of orange. Now I'm going to do a pour from up high. And that sort of makes everything mixed together. Then some more turquoise. Also from up high and the rest from down low. Then some more green. And we got a lot of color in the cup now. There it goes. So You can do like this, just release the paint, but then tilt your canvas just up a little bit. You know, just a little tilting will help. Let's do that. And make it flow straight away. As you can see, I'm already getting beautiful cells. Cell action is fantastic. But because we're using fluids, it's a good thing to stop right here and torch it. There you go. And then just let it flow down. Let it do its thing. Letting it go over the side a little here. Spreading out those cells. Making them a little bit bigger. And letting this come down. This is really bright, a lot of bright colors. I'm not usually into these kind of colors, guys. But I know that, you know, me doing all those turquoise greenish ones, sometimes you just want to see something different, right? So there you go, it's ready. Now, one thing is, I like this whole bit, I don't like this bit here. So if you don't like something, just tilt it. Just let it roll off your canvas. No problem whatsoever. I'm gonna let it all come down. Tap it on the table a little bit, and there you go. Now it will make those cells a little bit more swervy, but I don't know, I think it goes with the piece. There it is. Now I'm gonna do something more to it. Ooh, I really like what's going on in that cup. Sorry about that, but I had to get a little packet of little canvases because that is beautiful what's in there. I'm gonna try and get it on a little canvas. So I'm gonna take this away, put that up here, and ooh, I don't think it's gonna work. Well, we'll see. Oh, yes it is. I love that bit there. Gotta make sure I get it a little bit bigger. That's it. Okay, over that side. Wow, look at that. That is pretty, isn't it? But we want a little bit more. And now it's flowing really slowly because the cup is almost empty. That's nice. I think I'll use my pellet knife just for the last of it. Just to put some more on here. See how easy one of those pellet knives are? That's it. There you go. Make sure the sides are done, the corners. Look at that little beauty. I am going to torch it, of course. That's it, no more than that. Don't want to overdo it sometimes. Yeah. There it is. How cute is it? Cutest little thing, isn't it? I love it. Ooh, missed the spot there. Okay. But I really like this little thing here. It is really cute. Okay, we'll keep it. Well, as you can see, all the stuff going on here, nice cells, nice little swoopy cells here, the round ones up here. Let me get you in focus or you won't be seeing what I'm seeing. So I kind of like it. As you can see, nice bright colors. And that's how we do it. Now I need some paper because I have to put this thing away. Yep. Okay, in a minute I'll play with a little with the leftover. Putting the little one away. Okay, now we have only the leftovers, and I want to do a little close-up. Oops. Maybe clean up a little bit here so I can lay it down. Yep. Okay, starting with the turquoise. A lot of white. Green. Cobalt turquoise. Let's see what this gives us. Always do this with a clean palette knife. Nice and clean. Swoop over it. And let's see what this gives us. You can already see some cells forming. Wow, that's pretty. There it is up close. Some nice selection. Kind of like it, but let's do some more. Let's scoop up some of this stuff. This is gonna go gray because, you know, I will be, I have manipulated it a little bit too much. First it's coming off the canvas, then I'm scooping it up with the palette knife. But as you can see, if you're going for nice mute colors, you could use this in some sort of a art project, right? Now I'm gonna add a little bit more of those bright colors. See what that does to it. You can, ooh. Yeah, it's nice and torchable. That works really well. So that's really all that there is to it. So you get the easy flow from Floetrol. You do 1 part paint, 4 parts Floetrol. Then stir it up. You saw me how much stirring time I took to it. It's very little. You put a couple of drops of silicone in. You can choose one color, all colors, whatever you want. And bingo, you have your perfect consistency. And it sells like crazy with the silicone in it. If you would want to use it without the silicone, it would be also no problem, because that works also. But you have to have, with the fluid paints, you have to have something that makes it a little thicker, because that's the way it works. But I have told you that like a zillion times, I think. Oh, I like this color too. See how easy it sells, because you already see all the cells popping. Only the definition won't be that great because I'm smearing that paint too much, but you know, it gives some pretty effects. Just one more. I love doing this. I'm gonna make, really soon I'll make one of those videos again where I just show you up close about me just doing some fun stuff with the paint. Look at that, wow. I just love how that sells. See that? Just scoop it up. That is pretty, isn't it? Ooh, and I like that too. Something about fiery orange and the yellow that really, I think it reminds me of a butterfly. I've had that comment on my YouTube channel a couple of times, that it reminds people of butterflies. Let's put it on here. See how that works. A little bit of yellow. Scoop it up. Yeah, scooped it too much. This really gets me in my Zen mode. Watching paint, you know, slowly do things. Look at that. Wow. Let me get you in focus. There it is. That looks like an alligator. Yeah, well, that's all Vallejo paint, guys. Nothing else in here, only Vallejo fluid acrylic, the Floetrol from Floetrol, and of course a couple of drops of silicone. And then you get a medium that you can play with endlessly. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can pour it on board, you can pour it on canvas, you can pour it on anything. It will nicely smooth out, as you can see. The only thing that you can't do when you're using the really fluid paints is manipulate it too much, because after a while, as you can see what I'm doing right now, it'll go gray, but that's just the way it works. So that will be with Golden also, that will be with Winsor & Newton. Galeria does that. If you do that too much, see here, that's what you get. Nice muddy color. This looks like a sort of a clay. So that's what you want to be careful of. So when you're tilting, that's why I always say make a little bit more paint. If you watch me do this, if you do a little bit more paint, it won't cost you an arm and a leg, I promise, because it's just a little bit of paint, a little bit of Floetrol. Let's say one euro extra, but you won't need to tilt the canvas that much, and that's the thing you don't want to do, because even by tilting the canvas like left and right and up and down, you know, your colors will go muddy too. So you want to pour it on top, let it level, torch, level a little more, and then you have to be set. Because the more you manipulate your paint, of course, it will go muddy, unless you choose colors that, you know, that can withstand that. But then you have to go, you know, really do some research. You have to get the color wheel, you have to find out what makes it muddy, all that kind of stuff. I don't really want to do that. I just want to grab some colors and pour. Okay, I think that's pretty nice too. Okay, guys. Signing off for today. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll see what we're going to do tomorrow. I still want to do a 4-cup flip with some really beautiful earth tones and blues in them. And I think that's what I'm going to start with tomorrow. So see you all later. Love you all to pieces. Later.